Good afternoon, I'm Riza Diaz. This is One News Now. President Bongbong Marcos vowed to provide assistance to families of OFWs in his state visit to Singapore. Marlene Alcaide with the report.
Just like what he did in Indonesia, President Bongbong Marcos kicked off his state visit in Singapore by meeting the Filipino community in the city-state. A crowd of 1,500 Filipinos cheered the president as he arrived at the venue. The OFWs even greeted him a happy birthday in advance, with the chief executive's birthday coming up on September 13.
Talaga naman at napakasaya talaga pagka nagkatagpo-tagpo ang mga Pinoy. Pagka may pagkakataon na makasama at makapiling ang ating mga kababayan, siyempre kami pupunta, talagang masaya, naiba, at pati na yung mga tiga rito nagugulat sa atin dahil ang gugulo natin.
President Marcos thanked the 200,000 Filipinos in Singapore, where he won a landslide victory during the last elections. Singapore got the second highest voter turnout for the overseas automated voting in the Asia-Pacific region. Marcos Jr. promised that the government will work hard to improve the country.
Pati kami ay nagulat habang nagbibilang ng boto na umabot ng labis ng 31 million votes Kaya naman, malalim po ang utang na loob namin sa inyo. Kaya ang aming kapalit ay ang trabaho at pagpaganda sa Pilipinas.
He also vowed to help the families of Filipinos abroad left in the Philippines through housing programs, scholarships, and healthcare benefits. Migrant Worker Secretary Susan Toots Ople meanwhile announced that Singaporean government has reached out to employ more Filipino health workers in Singapore. A joint communique would be signed today with Singapore's Ministry of Health.
Sobrang napagilip po sila na ating mga manggagawa noong panahon ng pandemya.
For News 5, Marlene Alcaide, we are One News.
President Marcos met with top Singaporean leaders in the second day of his state visit. The president held separate meetings with Singapore President Halima Yacob and Singaporean Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong. Malacanang earlier said that several agreements are expected to be signed, including deals on data protection and counterterrorism. President Marcos will also hold an economic discussion with Singapore's business community this afternoon. Earlier today, a new hybrid of orchid in Singapore has been named after Marcos Jr. and the First Lady. The President and his delegation will depart at the Changi Airport for Manila at around 5:30 later this afternoon. Manufacturers warn about a possible shortage of canned sardines later this year due to a supposed tight supply in Tamban. Shaila Francisco with the details.
Tons of tamban or sardine fish were sighted near the shores of Barangay Tambaliza, Concepcion in Iloilo Monday afternoon. Residents rushed to catch some for themselves and for added income. Hershey, the uploader of the video, says this just goes to show that there is enough supply of sardine fish in the country.
Masaya din po yung mga kasi manuwa ko dahil binigyan kami ni Lord ng blessings at saka naman ay mahirap yung buhay. Kaya naman nakakatulong yung tamban sa amin sa pagbili ng bigas, mga allowances namin sa eskwelahan at saka mga school supplies.
But the Canned Sardines Association of the Philippines still warns of a possible shortage in canned sardines from December to February. This is despite data from the Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Bureau that supply will exceed demand by the end of the year. The group says commercial fishing vessels are having a hard time catching fish due to the limited fishing area. Most of the sardine fish are in municipal waters, and under the Fisheries Code, commercial vessels are not allowed to operate in these areas.
So, kulang ang fish supply ngayon. So kung magkukulang ng fish supply ngayon, hindi maka-build up ng inventory, walang masyadong tamban doon kasi nagmamigrate siya sa loob ng municipal water kasi ang hypothesis ko dyan, yung plankton kasi ngayon nasa municipal water. Ang plankton kasi, ito yung pagkain ng isda.
The group says this could push prices of canned sardines up. Aside from the lack of catch, costs of raw materials like tin can and tomato paste have also gone up amid the depreciation of the peso. Some small retailers have already hiked canned sardine prices by up to 4 pesos. However, the BFAR clarified that commercial vessels are still allowed in certain areas of municipal waters.
Sinasabi ng batas na pwede naman buksan ang 10.1 to 15 kilometers sa commercial fishing vessels. Subalit kailangang pumayag ang local government units subject to conditionalities. Dapat makapagpalabas din ng ordinansa. Malinaw sa batas na dapat ang municipal waters ay sadyang para sa mga municipal fisherfolk lamang.
Local fishermen are also questioning the supposed shortage. The Grupo Malacaya says commercial fishers are just using the issue to gain more access to municipal waters. But CSAP says they serve a different market from small-time fishermen. For now, the group is seeking a dialogue with stakeholders and government agencies to address the problem. Shaila Francisco, ER1 News.
More stories after this short break. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The Commission on Appointments has confirmed the nomination of George Garcia as chairman of the poll body. During his confirmation hearing, Garcia said they are 80% ready for the barangay and SK elections. He also assured the panel that procured election equipment will not go to waste should the local elections be postponed to next year. Garcia briefly served as Comelec Commissioner before being appointed by President Bongbong Marcos, who was his client at one point. Moving on to weather, the tropical cyclone outside the Philippine area of responsibility has intensified into a tropical storm earlier today. The tropical storm was last spotted some 1,445 kilometers east of northern Luzon with winds speeds of up to 80 kilometers per hour. Now, this weather disturbance will likely slow down as it moves west-southwest in the next 12 hours. It may enter Philippine territory this afternoon or tonight, and once it does, it will be locally named Inday. Pag-asa says the tropical storm could intensify further but is unlikely to bring heavy rainfall and severe winds to the country. Now, for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also watch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.